AOC sent over their U2879VF. Now this is actually a really awesome monitor and I do look forward to telling you about it, but basically it's a 4K or 3840 by 2160 display. It's 28 inches, has AMD's FreeSync and is a really great price. Check out TechteamGB.co.uk for more awesome news, reviews and other stuff, including more information on this product and many more. Stick around for this awesome video. So let's take a look at the main specs of the monitor. So obviously, as I said, it's a 3840 by 2160 or 4K UHD monitor. It has AMD's FreeSync, it's a 10-bit panel, and it has a 1 millisecond gray to gray response time, or at least that's what it lists on the box anyway. Now the monitor has 5 degrees minus of tilt to 24 degrees of positive tilt. And that's pretty much it for the base. There's no other sort of portrait modes or rotations. And one thing I do have to note is that there is a lot of glossy plastic on the edge right where your fingers would touch. It's a bit annoying for me personally, and same on the back as well, although as said it does look quite stylish, so that's pretty nice too. In terms of the I/O, you've got a DisplayPort and a VGA port, as well as audio out and DC in, an HDMI-MHL port so if you want to use your phone, and a DVI port as well. The buttons on the bottom, personally I really don't like them. They are very kind of mushy, they're hard to use, but the menu system is actually really nice, it's well laid out, and you have the picture-in-picture settings if you want to put, for example, the input from the HDMI port on the screen at the same time as the input from, say, the display ports and the DVI port, which is pretty awesome. Now, even though this is a TN panel, viewing angles aren't too bad. There is a bit of a yellow shift that I'll show you in just a second, but one of the great things about 4K monitors are currently multitasking. Even if you're not using proper sort of scaling, so Windows 10 scaling, it's still really nice to be able to work on multiple things at once, or at least have lots of things open. And in terms of gaming, I was actually really impressed. By the way, here's a bit of a sort of contrast from side on to front on. As you can see, there is a bit of a color shift there, just with the yellows. In terms of gaming though, I'm using a R9 Fury here. It's obviously the Strix Fury, but it's actually really impressive. I ran the Dirt Rally benchmark, which is the game you can currently see on screen, and it ran at an average FPS of 87 at 4K on medium settings. This actually still looks really good, and obviously with FreeSync on as well meant that this was a very smooth gaming experience. You also do need a powerful graphics card if you're planning on gaming on this, and the new Polaris GPU should help you with that, but overall it's pretty awesome. So I've got to say, this is actually a really interesting monitor on a couple of different points. On the positive side, you've got a fantastic panel. It's a 10-bit panel as well, which is really nice, and obviously 4K, and has FreeSync support, so if you want to use this for gaming, you can quite nicely. It has a really nice set of I/O, even if they do point sort of outwards, and overall, it's just a really ridiculously cool price point. This monitor beats out gaming 1080p and even standard 1440p monitors in terms of its price point. It's absolutely fantastic. Feel free to check out how much it costs in the link down below, but yeah, basically this thing is really cool. The downsides are that you don't have an amazing or really impressive or anything to shout about stand, so you know, it's just all you've got is tilt. The base is okay, it's actually plastic on top with metal on the bottom. It's still perfectly sturdy. It doesn't take up too much room on the desk, which is quite nice, but it is nice and wide so that it doesn't sort of fall over. Overall, you've got glossy plastic, which is really annoying, and you have the rear I/O connectors that point outwards, so if you want to push this up against the wall, you can't push it that close, otherwise you'll break the connectors, so that's also something to bear in mind as you're sort of you know, going through the buying process. Also, another sort of naff thing about it is the buttons that are on the bottom to control the menu. They are really horrible. I don't know what specifically. I think it's because they're the sort of buttons that it's a standard sort of push to make switch with just a piece of plastic on the end that you just kind of push up and bend, so it's really not fantastic, but considering most people don't touch those all that often, it's not a big deal. Yeah, so in terms of scoring, it's going to have to be a 5 for value for money. Performance is going to be a 5 because I gamed on this thing, I was working on this thing. It's really good. I'm really impressed. In terms of functionality, I'm going to go for a 4 because while the viewing angles, especially head-on, are really nice up and above, there is a slight yellow colour shift to the left and right, so do bear that in mind. Not massive, nothing to worry about really, but just something I wanted to make note of, and obviously the glossy plastic means you're going to get a 4 for styling. Other than that, it's going to be a 5 for TechteamGB score, and it's going to have to get the gold award because this thing is such fantastic value for money, and the trade-offs that you make in terms of, you know, the glossy plastic and the rear I/O facing outwards and the sort of non-perfect stand with no portrait mode really are massively outweighed by the fact that this is a 4K FreeSync 10-bit monitor for this price. So yeah, it's going to be that. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, and if you're going to pick this up, it'd be really awesome if you could use my affiliate link in the description down below, or really anything else. You could be buying, you know, sex toys or your garden shed. I really don't care what it is. If you're buying stuff on Amazon, it'd be really awesome if you could use my affiliate link. It genuinely helps me make these videos, and yeah, I'm not asking you to spend any more money, it's just clicking a link. If you do want to spend money, there is a chance or an ability to pick up a Vessel subscription to watch these videos and people like Linus's and Hardware Canucks 7 days early. So again, there's a link down below there. And other than that, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.